Hello, everyone. This is Ray Williams, and we are happy to be back after 1 month off with a brand new batch of songs for you to listen to tonight. We have our distinguished panel of song reviewers here tonight. They're going to digest and dissect these songs along with you. You're welcome to join in and add your 2 cents into the chat. Happy to have all you guys here. I want to also do a shout out to our sponsor tonight, who is Sonable. They make some wonderful AI powered plugins, and you probably should go to sonable.com and check them out. So tonight I want to welcome, she's in her first episode of the live song reviews, but she's a veteran, been to many IMSTA Festas, Margaret McClure. How you doing, Margaret?
Hey, how are you guys?
Nice to have you on the live version of this. You've done how many IMSTA Festas have you done for us in LA, Margaret?
Maybe 5 or 6. I don't know.
And you've heard a lot of good songs. You've heard a lot of good songs.
Yes, a lot of great songs.
All right. And
I love it.
our regular panelist, Khalik Glover, is here. How you doing, Khalik? Clint Ward.
Hello.
How you doing, Clint? Where are you, Clint? I don't see him.
I'm
There
great.
he is.
Oh, great.
Nice hat.
Fantastic.
Yeah. And Mishka. Good to see you, my brother. So we're going to jump right in like we normally do. Tonight we have 11 songs that we're going to play. And we have a few returning guests, but we have a lot of new faces, a lot of new people that have submitted songs that have never submitted before. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Here is Effects Music featuring Denny White. And the name of the song is Found Myself. Here we go.
Found myself blurry all around me, in darkness and I can't see. It's all I know. I found my goals. Chin up, it's not hopeless. No, I'll make the notice. Up off the floor. I've been here before. I might be in the dark, but I still got the stars. Yeah, I lost control without myself out here. I'm falling so but I won't disappear. Horizons golden out the way it's clear. I lost control without myself out here. Found myself, found myself. Drowning and I can't breathe. Since the bottom when you met me. Don't let me go, don't let me go. Now that you're close, know that when I'm home, yeah, got me holding my breath. Just out the door, won't hold back anymore. Might be in the dark, yeah, but we still got the stars, yeah. Oh, I could give my heart, if you stay where you are, yeah. I lost control without myself. I'm falling so that I won't disappear. Horizons golden out the way it's clear. I lost control without myself out here. I found myself. Ooh, yeah. I found myself. Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, time will tell how long I make it. It's us calling, we're both faded. Yeah. Heaven knows it's no mistaking. Out here, I know that we can make it. Make it. I lost control, I found myself out here. I'm falling so that I won't disappear. Horizons golden
he is a kind of a veteran of the service. All right, Khalik, you're going first. What did you think?
Oh
Oh,
no, Mr. Bill.
okay, we got to get audio from you first, Khalik. So I don't know, you're muted somehow. Look at all that equipment. We got to get some sound. There's got to be a mic in there somewhere. Okay, we're gonna move on to Mishka.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you perfectly. Mishka, what do you think of that one?
So I love what Effects does, but I'm gonna tell you, to me, this probably isn't my favorite song of that Effects has submitted. I kind of feel like that whole thing that they're calling a hook is a pre-hook. It just feels more like a pre-hook. It doesn't feel like a hook to me. And it feels like it needs to take it to somewhere, you know, if it's like da 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 da, feels like it has to go somewhere else. Do you know what I mean? Like it feels like it needs to take off from that point as a pre, because it just feels like a pre to me. I love Denny's voice, beautiful, but to me, it's not this isn't his best.
Okay, what's your score, sir?
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Okay, all right, Clint.
Yeah. So I'm going to shout some positive stuff out. I don't think you can get a better intro with regards to the streaming era as that. It's just ding, ding, hint, I'm in, bang, you're in. So we talk about this so much, I just want to shout it out. I thought that was a good vibe, so I'm going to talk about the groove a bit. I think the thing that got me, I really wish he was more patient introducing production elements. You know, he threw everything in, and there were so many good little bits, you know, that I wanted to be some really judicious editing and when you introduce these things. I think it would have helped the structure of the song, and I agree with Mishka about the chorus hook. I love the vocalist, so I thought that voice was really now. I don't know why that got to me. I think the mix was. I love the vocalist so much. I wanted it higher in the mix. I wanted that different. So again, I go back to the little details. I just wanted him to be more patient in introducing them. So my key takeaway was it's a super modern vibe, a streaming perfect intro, and a real solid top line performance with almost too many good little details that I wish would have edited more. Not bad, not as best as Mishka said, 7.5.
7.5. All right.
Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you
Yep.
now. So we come back to Khalik.
No problem.
Khalik, what say you, my friend?
Yeah, it's pretty. I love the consistency of effects, but this is not one of the stronger ones. But it's nice. You know, it's a nice song. It had a nice vibe. It kind of stays flat from start to finish, kind of like what Clint was saying. It introduces so many things so early. I think some good editing and production edits to wait for some things to be introduced a little bit later might help it grow, because it just kind of it gets in a nice place and just kind of stays there. It's a nice song, but it didn't like keep me, so I could have drifted, you know. But I like it overall. I'd give it about a 7.
7. All right. And last but definitely not least, Margaret, what do you say?
Okay, so I love the vocalist. I agree with everything that you guys said. It is a little flat. Like, I would like to hear more of a hooky kind of a chorus. If you could just add a different rhythm, higher higher melody, something to really make the chorus kick in. And I really felt like my biggest problem with the song is that the last little section, he did the chorus 3 times. He repeated that. I don't think you need that. I really don't. And if you do it, at least make it really dramatic and do a lot of changes in it and make it, crazy, so that it brings me back in, because I really was, the song brought me in right away. I felt, I've been there, we've all been there. I felt this. But then, he lost me at the end, and he just did too much. And I really feel like just cut the song down. Maybe, how long is that song? Let's see. It was 3:37. I mean, cut it down to around 3 minutes. Mm-hmm. Take some of it out. Less is more on this, I think. Mm-hmm. So I give it a 7.
You give it a 7?
7. Mm-hmm.
All right. I liked it. I thought it's pretty good. He had a lot of words in there. I think he could have maybe focused more on the chorus, but no, I
Yeah,
thought it was pretty good. This guy's he's a veteran.
yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on to somebody that's entering for the first time. This is Chosen featuring Lagucci, which is Tavia Smith. These folks are out of the USA, and the song is called "Wine for Me."
She shake it like Shakira. She dancing in the mirror. She dancing like a stripper. She gon' make me grab my pistol. Rubber bum bum, rubber bum bum. She got that energy, she make me get strong. Pretty girl, them don't know what they want. I'm a rude boy, I give you what you want. Wine for me, slow wine for me. You're the only one I need in my life. Wine for me, slow wine for me. Show me a hell of a time. Broke it down. Mommy got me tripping on that Remy now. We can slide to the back and we can get it down. Sex on the dance floor, that's 100 rounds. Who that there? Let me pull you over. Put you in the rover. Now you moving slower. I can see it in your eye that you want me. Drinking on that rum got you feeling real dumb. Feeling on your body. Now I know that you a thotty. They don't even know I met you at the fucking party. I like it when you moving real slow, real nice. Gripping on your body, yeah, that thing right. She shaking like Shakira. She dancing in the mirror. She dancing like a stripper. She gon' make me grab my pistol. Rubber bum bum, rubber bum bum. She got that energy, she make me get strong. Pretty girl, them don't know what they want. I'm a rude boy, I give you what you want. You got me open, I'm floating. I'm deep inside your ocean, slow motion. I'ma bust it down, make your knees weak. Put it in your mouth and let me squeeze it. Feed me, baby, won't you be me? That's that pretty pussy cleaner than some Fiji. Slow one, that's how I like my women. Saw you from a mile away, you caught my interest. Hold on, what the bumper clock is? Let me fuck you in your Ross clock, yeah. I see you on the dance floor, yeah, you know your moves. Feeling on your body, yeah, that thing real smooth. I like the way you move all on my body. Looking like you took a pill, it must be a Molly. Chosen told me slide, so I came to the party. You know how we do, while we get the party started. She shake it like Shakira. She dancing in the mirror. She dancing like a stripper. She gon' make me grab my pistol. Rubber bum bum, rubber bum bum. She got that energy, she make me get strong. Pretty girl, them don't know what they want. I'm a rude boy, I give you what you want.
All right, wine for me, Mishka. Wine for me. What do you say, sir? You go first.
What you just said. Okay, what you just said is what I think about this record. I feel like, to me, and I'm just going to tell you straight out, Chosen, I think you actually wrote a hit. You just don't know what your hook is.
Yeah.
So to me, that wine for me has come back, brother. Like, that's your hook. Bring that thing back. You bring that back, and you got a freaking hit. That's what I got to tell you. Like, it's a really good record. Every element, every feature, everybody on the record is great, except you're missing that part of the hook that is the hook, and that's the wine for me part. I feel like the rest of it is the setup, and then every other time you do it the first time, and then you never bring it back again. Bring that wine for me back, and you got a hit.
What do you
And
get? What's your score?
let's give it an 8. I'm gonna give it 8.
8. All right. Clint, what do you say, sir?
Yeah, so I think it's super catchy. So I'm with Mishka that this was one edit away from just hooky as crap, and I couldn't help but remember it. And again, I really like the vocalist. I think with a lot of these entries, I was kind of blown away with like, oh my God, there's another phenomenal voice. So we're getting a lot of that in these entries, and this one's shone that way as well. I guess I'm auto-tuned on everything. I'm come to get used to it, but I think there's about 6 of the tracks had auto-tune on it, so I'm really sensitive to it because I heard it a lot. I almost think there's a lot going on here. This might relate to what Mishka says, where I think some really tasteful edits and some structure work and would really help. And, so for that, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. So I'll give it a 7 out of 10.
Okay, 7 out of 10. All right, Margaret. What do you
Okay,
say?
I love these lyrics. I think the lyrics are great. I mean, they're funny. They're just, good job on the lyrics. I'm a lyric person, so yeah, the structure I would like to tighten it up a little, make it a little bit more mainstream, a little more hooky, add some little rhythmic elements to it. But I mean, I love it. I love the vocalist. Happy with it. Pretty exciting, actually. I think it is really like what Mishka said. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
What's your mark, Margaret?
Gosh, I'm gonna give it an 8.
You give it 8. Wunderbar. All right, Khalid. What do you say? We got your audio again. Audio again. Something reverted.
I like his voice too.
Yep.
He's great. And you're right, those lyrics like had me laughing. Like
Yeah.
it takes a lot to get me to actually really sit there and go, oh, well, that was. And then each verse, he's giving me something else that I'm just like, whoa, that's really good.
But Mishka, you don't think he could have done something a little bit more production wise in the chorus section, like push some more stuff in there?
He could, but it's like I don't think it's that kind of record. You know what I mean? It just feels like a Akon record. Like if Akon heard this record, he'd want this record from him. Like really, straight up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can you guys hear me?
We can hear you now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I must have a loose connection in my microphone, so I'm on the Mac the internal Mac microphone. Yeah, I liked it too. I think the same thing. I think they could dig in a little bit deeper. What you were touching on it, Ray. I wanted to hear them. The music is nice at the simplicity, but I also feel like I've kind of heard this before, like Mishka just said, the Akon and things like that. So I would like to hear something a little different to shake me up, because I feel like I may have heard it before, but it's very hooky. I think a potential hit is in there, but I think if they dig deep, they can pull and extract something a little bit more out of this to take it over the edge. And I'd give it about a 7.
You give it a 7? Yeah, I like this kind of music. I'm from the Caribbean, so it speaks to me. Here's what I would say, and I'm not a judge, so just take it for what it's worth. Lay out the song from beginning to end. Divide up the thing. Look at where the choruses are. Build in the choruses section, like a little bit more. Make that the focal point of the song. Like hit the home runs. Like just go a little bit more in there, and you can bring it back down when you do the verses. But that's the only thing I thought it could benefit from. Just a little bit more production value. It was a lot of the same stuff all the way through, but again, that might be the vibe. So anyway, very good job. Make a wine for you. All right, next one. We're gonna go number 3. Okay. We have a technical problem. It's not moving. Let's go to the next song. Okay. All right. Well, I could tell you who it is. It's Ty Marie, and Ty Marie is the next song. We're having a little trouble advancing here, which proves that the thing is live. Wait for the program. Oh, haven't had this happen. Okay. And for this we have no backup. So so this is where we burst out and Mary Had a Little Lamb or something like that.
Is the track not playing?
It's the slides are not advancing. So what I could do is just force quit on it. Okay. Are you gonna go? No, you're not gonna go. Why are you not gonna go? Why are you not gonna go? Close the program. This is not a good look, Microsoft. Okay, let's go back in here.
We are live. Okay, wait.
we go. Okay, let's go here. F5. We're pros. We can handle this kind of stuff. Go from beginning. Okay. Take this away from here. All right. Let's see if we can get this going now. Yeah, here we go. It's Ty Marie, and her song is called Chemistry.
You're like a cool summer breeze. Anywhere you go, I wanna be. You're like a dream come true. And the best part of this dream is you. You're like the sun in the sky, shining through my window. Look, it's you, sunshine. You're like a nice glass of wine, the sweetest taste man can make now or in time. Don't know about you, but I think this is chemistry. A thing we can't break, no, seem to flee. Hey, hey. Don't know about you, but I think this is chemistry. You're here touching my mind, you light me on fire. So here I am with open arms for you. You're giving me light, a new perspective on what life's like, and to be drawn to you. It's like I'm on top of the world because of you. Because of you, I feel so alive. How I'm feeling now, it can't stop this time. Don't know about you, but I think this is chemistry. A thing we can't break, no, seem to flee. Hey, hey. Don't know about you, but I think this is chemistry. You're here touching my mind, you light me on fire. I swear to you, I would never doubt a thing you do. You fill me with joy, and I feel the power of you. And now I know it's not wrong to feel the way that I do. You're giving me strength, for that I will always love you. Don't know about you, but I think this is chemistry. A thing we can't break, no, seem to flee. Hey, hey. Don't know about you, but I think this is chemistry. You're here touching my mind, you light me on fire.
Okay. We're going to start with you, Clint.
Hey, great intro. So I love that. Okay, so I just got to call it. I love her voice. Yeah, and I think there's a lot more left in that voice, and so the voice by far was the thing that captured me the most. The super simple harmonic progression, maybe it feels repetitive. I'm going to talk about this in a second. Also a thing I call sectional variation. This is how you develop the sections, but again, I had some repetition here. I was a bit weirded out without a kick coming in. I kept waiting for the rhythm to come in. I thought there was a moment of time where all of a sudden you could have the kick come in and have some beat, have the beat it. So this thing again probably really highlighted to me this what I call harmonic continuo. And I know this is the vibe that's happening now, where it's this very simple chord progression. This repeats, and then you just have the structure is really a change in the melodies and maybe some elements. But man, it's hard to write a song that way and make it really catchy and make it really sustainable. So I really wish people would go back to the whole harmonic, learn harmony, and really work on harmony. It's just a little of a pet peeve for me. But I find when you have that harmonic continuo, as much as I love her voice and I'm just drawing into her voice, it's like, oh, okay, it's the same chord progression almost. Okay, so the best part for me was the vocalist. I love the song name, and I think it was a great hooky. The name, the hook, wasn't hooky enough. So here's my takeaway. It's a super vibey track with an exceptional voice. It's well produced. It's enjoyable to listen to, but it left me wondering if I would remember it. And for that case, 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10, sir. Thank you. All right. Margaret, you're next.
So, first of all, when it comes to lyrics and songs, if you write something that just because it rhymes, but you can't really speak that way, it ruins it for me. It really does. And this needs to be reworked because in the chorus, she says, I don't know about you, but I think it's chemistry, a thing we can't break nor seem to flee. Would you ever say that in real life? Would you ever say nor seem to flee? Nor. Does anybody even use that word anymore? I mean,
maybe in Buckingham Palace. I don't know. Buckingham Palace, they use it.
Nor seem to flee. So it fit rhythmically, it rhymed and all that. It fit in there, but I'm listening to it, and then that's all I hear is that. I'm like, what? So I feel like I love the second part of the chorus where she goes, the second part of the chorus was, I don't know about you, but I think this is for chemistry. You're here touching my mind. That's cool. That's like visual, and it makes sense. So either find a cool line like that and add it in there, or cut the chorus down because it just, no. And then she goes in and does a third verse, which I think is absolutely unnecessary. And because of her voice, I know she could open that up. I feel like for the third verse, make that into a bridge. Do something totally different. Fly with your voice. Do something crazy, bring me back into the song. So those are my main points about the song.
Mm-hmm. And what's your mark?
I give it a 6.5.
6.5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You got to be Bob Dylan to do verse 3, guys. Sorry. If your name is not Bob Dylan or Stevie Wonder, do not under any circumstances do a verse 3. Just put it right out of your mind. If you have a song that has verse 3, just erase verse 3 right now. All of you listening.
Yeah.
Just go back into your catalog, just destroy them. Verse 3. Don't even worry about the lyrics. Just get rid of it. All right. That's enough of my rant. Khalik, what did you think?
Yeah, and I love her voice. Her voice has great potential for the vocals and everything, but I felt there was a lot of missed opportunities because if you're going to have a bare bones sound and song like this, the voice is going to be the star. And what ended up always just staying in my face through the whole song was that Rhodes and that shaker all the way through the song. You got to inject some colors into it. There's a lot of missed opportunities. If you're going to have a bare bones production like that, you just can't leave that one thing in your face all the time, start to finish. It'll make you tune out. It takes away attention from who the real star was. So her voice was very nice. Some of the backgrounds that came in were nice, but I feel they were lost opportunities because I just kept hearing this other thing just right there with it, So I'll give it a 6.5.
6.5. All right, Mishka, you're last, sir.
What's your name? Ty? Is that what her name is?
Ty Marie.
Ty Marie. Listen, I love your voice. You obviously can sing. You actually did something that usually would bother me immensely, which is the opposite. Making the verses big and breaking down the hook. And the first time I heard it, it kind of shocked me. But the second time I heard it, I was like, it's the vibe. But here's the thing: for me, I feel like the sameness in those verses, and again, there is no need for a third verse. But again, feel like the sameness in the verses that you're actually doing the exact same harmony as answers in each one of the verses. Like you could even just change the interval of what you're doing, and that'll make the whole thing kind of change and kind of make it open up a little bit, so that you're not as, but just doesn't feel like it's the exact same thing. So if you're going to do something that's this simplistic, kind of really kind of streamline what your planning is and how you're going to build those sections, because you could have done some cooler things on the second verse background wise that wasn't exactly the same answers as what you did in the first verse. And I think it would have made it a lot stronger. Having said that, even a guitar, like a guitar or an 808, or add back in that cool sample that you have in the verses that's under there. It's like, sounds like somebody's voice going through some sort of effect. Like at least something like that. Add something like that to the hook, then you'll kind of really have me. But because I really really loved your voice, I'm gonna give you a 7.
7.
Hey,
All right.
Ray, can I say
Sure.
one more thing?
Sure, absolutely.
Sorry. Okay, so in the first verse, she says, "It's like a cool summer breeze. It's like a dream come true. It's like." She does it on every other line in the first verse. Second verse, totally different structure. I feel like when you say it's kind of a cop out. It's not very descriptive. You could go in and redo this and make it so cool. Like instead of saying like you were a dream, just actually say it. Don't say it's like you were a dream come true. You're the glowing sun in the sky. I mean, make it descriptive. It really makes a difference. It draws people in and makes them feel it a lot more than just saying you're like a cool summer breeze. And, you're getting so close to really making this very descriptive and really cool. So or maybe on the next song, just think about that. I don't like to repeat the same word a lot in a verse. Okay.
Excellent. And I think, it goes back to the purpose of why we're doing this, right? We don't want to suffer you. We don't want to not tell you the truth, worrying about hurt feelings. You're getting the real deal here. We're going to tell you what we think. And the idea is to build on this stuff and write a better song or improve this song here. This song is basically the same thing. You have a slightly different production element in the verse and the chorus. You stack them one after the other 3 times, and you do a chorus at the end. There's a lot more you could do with the structure, a lot more you could do with production, and you can also change. I mean, as Clint said in the beginning, you don't have to keep the same thing all the way through. So this is going to be a great learning experience for you. I look forward to hearing your future songs. And remember, if you get into verse 3 and 4, check your driver's license. If you don't see Stevie Wonder on there, you know you've done the wrong thing. All right, let's go to the next song. We got Chasing Winter, and it's by Ian Elkerton. Ian Elkerton is entering for the first time also. Here we go.
Been living like no tomorrow, just falling through the air. I'll show you where not to follow, and where to find so much love you cannot help but share. I may not have all the answers, no, I won't get everything right, but baby girl, I promise you that with everything I am, I'm always gonna try. 'Cause if there's one thing I got right in this world, it's you. And I thank God for what he gave me and didn't have to. 'Cause I've been making waves, kicking down doors, chasing the rain and the winter storms. Now I'll be chasing you for the rest of my life, it seems. Oh, I'll be chasing you for the rest of my life, it seems. I promise I'll be beside you through the good and the bad, my dear. And I'll be right there to guide you, even when you're slamming the door and wishing I wasn't here. But I'll be there. 'Cause if there's one thing I got right in this world, it's you. And I thank God for what he gave me and didn't have to. 'Cause I've been making waves, kicking down doors, chasing the rain and the winter storms. Now I'll be chasing you for the rest of my life, it seems. Oh, I'll be chasing you for the rest of my life, it seems. If there's one thing I got right in this world, it's you. And I thank God for what he gave me and didn't have to. 'Cause I've been making waves, kicking down doors, chasing the rain and the winter storms. Now I'll be chasing you for the rest of my life, it seems. Oh, I'll be chasing you for the rest of my life, it seems. Chasing you for the rest of my life, it seems. Oh, I'll be chasing you for the rest of my life, it seems.
All right, excellent. I just want to say a couple of words for our sponsor, Sonable. Tonight, we want to thank them for being here and supporting this broadcast tonight. We are going to give away some Sonable plugins tonight. You have to answer 2 skill testing questions. The first one I'm going to throw out is, what's the IMSTA slogan? If you put that in the chat, you're eligible for, maybe one of these prizes if you answer the second question. All right. Anyway, we'll move on to our panel here. Ian's song, Margaret, we're going to start with you. What did you think?
Oh, sorry. Hi.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Hi. Okay, so this song, I love this vocalist. I like the production. I think it's a great song. The thing is, why is it called Chasing Winter? Like what? Because I write for film and TV a lot. When a music supervisor is looking at a song, they look at the title. And Chasing Winter does not have anything to do with the song. There's one little line about winter storms or something, but I would definitely retitle the song. I would put the title as Chasing You, or One Thing I Got Right, something like that, to make somebody, when they look at the title, they want to know what is the song. Make it the essence of the song. So, number 1, that. Number 2, the first verse, these are just really nitpicky things, because this guy sounds great. I love this song. It's really sweet, has a lot of potential. I feel like it could be placed in a lot of TV shows, it sounds good. But nitpicky on the first verse, I've been living like no tomorrow, just falling through the air. I like that. I'll show you where not to follow. It's a little awkward. Like, what he's really trying to say is, I can show you the wrong way to go, or something like that. But I'll show you where not to follow is a little bit, he was saying it to make it rhyme, and you can tell that, and it's awkward. So rework that. You know, spend some more time on that. You can do this. It's a big puzzle. You got to put it together properly. That's what hit songs have. They have really to the point. People can understand it. None of this weird mumbo jumbo talk that you have to stop and try to understand it. And then, and where to find so much love you cannot help but share. I mean, I feel like that line's a little awkward too. Those are the two lines that bug me. But overall, great song. I'm going to give this an 8.
8. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
Khalik, what do you say, sir?
Yeah, I agree. The same thing with the title. It didn't, it wasn't congruent with what I was hearing. So I think just getting another title will help that a lot. But I really love the song. I love the production. I love his voice. He has a quirkiness in his voice and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing that I think would probably help it for me is I felt that a lot of the phrases and things were like kind of too pattern based. I feel that he could have had a little more freedom where the words he was saying, he was trying to make them rhyme and make them fit a pattern as opposed to just, expressing what the sentiment that he was actually saying, what the words actually meant. So I think if like he had somebody have him go in and coach him through to make it just feel more natural. It just felt kind of robotic in a few places, so it was unnecessary to be like that pattern locked in. But I love the song. I love the potential of it. I could definitely see it being placed in something, and you put a banjo in something, I'm down. Yeah, got it. So I'll give it an 8.
You give it an 8. All right, done well. Mishka, what do you say, sir?
I love the guy's voice. Like,
Yeah,
love the voice, love the vibe. Like to me, I felt like his song structure was so on point that it's almost like like you've obviously done this before, and I just kind of feel like I'm kind of feeling like the chasing winter. I think Winter is the girl. I think that's her name.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's her name.
Nobody else knows that because it's not spelled out in the song. So maybe that's something you need to work on. But having said that, I just think of everything I've heard today, it's really, really, this is a great song, buddy. So I'm going to give you a 9.
All right, Clint, what do you say?
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to nitpick because in this day and age, it's, if you're an artist, you got to write so many songs. You got to write them over and over. You got to write. And this guy's obviously got skill. So listen, I'm going to talk about the intro because theoretically it's too long, but I thought it was absolutely hypnotizing. So that's a really artful long intro in this day and age. So I loved it. And it just, the verse 1 hit and I was like, holy crap, what a voice. These are tiny details coming out of that intro, which is a little bit long, and it just goes into his voice. You couldn't do that better in a production or a performance standpoint. So that had me, and that's so critical in the streaming area that I was like, what's this song going to be about? Then bang, he had me from that first time he sang, and how it meshed was perfect. The lyrics jumped out, and the production simply supports the song's narrative. So whoever was writing this and producing this was thinking about the song, and they did a freaking great job just supporting the narrative of the song. And adding a banjo in is always whatever, but man, the banjo was perfect. So there's some decisions, tiny details. Sectional variation, all pro. Totally every little section was slightly different. This is the sign of a veteran writer, veteran production, right? I think every part was performed wonderfully. Like really, everybody had the job to do and they performed it. And then to have a guitar solo. And then this complete solid understanding of space coming out of the guitar solo. These are these things where you're coming out of a guitar solo and there's like nothing, space. And then, wow, then at that point in time, that's the last time you hear the chorus and the hook is there and you can't get away from it. So listen, I'm gushing about this. My takeaways, this was totally pro, well-written song, stunning vocal sound and performance, arranged, performed, mixed, and produced in what I call the Nashville standard. My only thing, changed the name. We talked about this. I agree with Mishka. I think the girl's name is Winter, but Chasing You is the name of the song, really. Most excellent, and I'm not a huge country guy. I almost gave this a 10 because I think this is the creme of the crop at 9.5 out of 10.
9.5.
To To be honest, I would have given it a 10 had that intro been like 2 seconds. You know, because he could have faded that chord right into it, and we'd been fine. He would have got a 10.
Yeah, it's a great song. It's beautifully played. Like we've heard some really good playing here. But I think of the first line of the chorus. I love it. It says, if there's one thing I got right in this world, it's you. And the second line that followed up is like, I thank God for what he gave me when he didn't have to. But the thing that throws me off is that God gave it to him, but he's still chasing it. Did you get it? Did he give it to you? Why are you chasing something you already got? Why are you chasing something that is the one thing you got right? That don't make sense to me. So I don't understand the chorus. It's a beautiful chorus, but I think you should just flip it. So it's either you're going to say he didn't give it to you, he almost gave it to you, or he gave it to you and you're going to hold on to it for the rest of the. So you should be holding on to winter or whatever. But apart from that sort of discrepancy in the chorus, everything was great. Ian, you're doing a fantastic job. Keep up the good work. All right, we'll move to the next song. This is Phil. It's actually, I think he put this song in before. It is Broken, and he has made some adjustments based on past critiques from the panel. Yeah. So here is a re-entry of a previous song with, I'm hoping, some good improvements. Well done, Phil. We're going to start with Khalik. Khalik, what say you?
Okay, yeah. Whatever you did, based on the feedback you got before, I'm sure because I kind of remember this song. I remember that we all liked it. We all liked the voice, but there was probably a few things. So this definitely seems like it was elevated. Now, so the only thing I got to dig into from my vantage point as a mixing engineer, because I'm listening on these little things, and I was hearing a couple of little high and upper mid things that were getting me in these things because they weren't doing. I'd like to feel everything surround her vocal and support her vocal just a little bit more for dynamics, because it's I can feel where that song is going and the warmth of the message and everything. So I just think a few tweaks in the mixing automation will help just cap this off where it needs to go. So whatever you did definitely improved it and took it up. So great job. And I think I would give this I'll give this a 7 point. No, I'll give it an 8.
All right, well done. Well done, Phil. All right, next, Mishka, what do you say? Second time around.
And second time around, I love the record before, so like it's I don't really I didn't need to have a new version of it, to be honest. But I really like what you did. I again love the voice. I think you're obviously a really great musician, man. But I'm gonna give it let's give it a 7.
So, okay. Clint.
Yeah, I mean, I want to talk about the voice again. It's such a wonderful vocal sound. I mean, it really is. I think with this type of top line, with this type of vibe, you really need to have a lot of space to let the vocal be extra exposed and dominant. But he really did that. I think that might have been one of the improvements. I think there's this thing I talk about saving production depth. I think it could have been a little bit more impactful with such a good voice to save some of the production depth for the second half of the song. Again, this whole thing of I want to put everything in as soon as possible. I came up with all these great ideas, want people to hear them in the first 30 seconds. Save stuff. It really, really will pay dividends. I had no issue with the production beyond that. I think my favorite part was the lyric and the vocal hook, and just around the name of the song, Broken. I mean, the way that to me was the tidbit that I came in. Look, my takeaway really, nothing broken here. It's a solid song. There's a wonderful vocal, and maybe the production could use some edits to create space for that top line. I enjoyed the spin, 7.5.
7.5. Margaret, you're next.
So, yes, I agree. I love the I Was Broken part. I like the chorus. I would love to hear some harmonies, like a choir type thing in this song. I would love to see it get big and build. Yeah, I mean, it's for a Christian song, it has a lot of, it's a little bit coming from a different angle, which I like. I mean, it's kind of unusual, or not unusual, original a little bit. So I like that. Some of the wording and the subject matter and stuff. So, I like it. I love the vocal. I'd like to hear it bigger. I would love to hear bigger choruses. And I did hear a little bit, like Khalik was saying, I heard a little bit in the production, a little warbling maybe. Yeah, I'm not really sure, but I think Khalik might be onto something there too. But yeah, I'm going to give it a 7.
Great. I liked it. I like what you did. You got to Phil, you got to the first word from that singer's lips very fast. Great. You cleaned up the structure quite a bit. I think you did a very good job, very good improvement. I would lose the little musical interlude at the end. Like the song was done and you still playing, Phil. I don't know why you're still playing. I know you want to show off how great you are playing, but I don't think you needed to do that. Otherwise, great improvement. So let's go on to the next song. This is Andrew Bosnick and Botswick, sorry. I almost butchered your name and I apologize. The song is called You're Mine. And Andrew, I think this is your first time you're entering our song reviews. So here we go.
I know I shouldn't have called, but there are just a few things that are taking up my mind. A guy at the bar who's drinking his ass off told me to go home and call somebody I love tonight. Thought I might be getting over all we had and taking control of my life. But it all ended abruptly when I found a picture of you on my wall and remembered you are mine. You see, my world's getting smaller, but I just won't give up, even if it keeps getting harder. I don't care if your days are brighter, doesn't matter how long it's been. I don't care if you found another, doesn't matter kind of state you're in. 'Cause you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine. This day, last day I saw you, never felt so much silence piercing from your eyes. And everything I heard shortly after about the things you said you'd never do, I lost my mind. But honestly, none of it matters. You could have picked up a knife and slit my wrists and I'd still smile. There isn't a thing you could do or say. Try your best to shake me free, 'cause you are mine. You see, this hole's getting deeper, but I'll dig my way out, even if the earth falls quicker. I don't care if your days are brighter, doesn't matter how long it's been. I don't care if you found another, doesn't matter kind of state you're in. You're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine. Keep my car and pop the tires, burn all my clothes to the beach and lie to you. Are mine. Push me off the tallest building, 100 miles an hour, and I'm still falling. You are mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're
Interesting, Andrew. So here we're going to start with Mishka. What say you, my friend?
Okay. I thought I like his voice. I like what you sound like when you get to the top. Structure wise, that whole section at the end of the 8 times your mind, your mind, your mind, like, and then to come in with the hook on top of it. Like, if you're gonna do that, just bring the hook right after that. Like bring the hook on top of those and call it a day, and don't do another set of your minds at the end. The bridge, I thought the bridge was really interesting chord wise, and for what you're singing on top of it. And I like your tone on the bottom too. As a song, because I think structure wise, I didn't feel it was the strongest. I'm just gonna give it a 6.5. But I think you're really good, man. So I just think you got to dig in a little better.
Okay. Clint.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so again, some props to the intro, right? Bing, bing, bang, vocals in. So check mark for some people that are listening that we always harp on the intros in the streaming era. Um, Man, I really like the quality of his voice. I just got to tell you, and it's a little bit not of a pop vibe, but not a mainstream vibe. It's an alternative, off the mainstream vibe, and he does this sing speak. Speaking and singing well. It's hard to do. It's kind of this interesting thing that you get off the mainstream, and people do this, and I think he does it really well, which is hit and a miss maybe when you listen to it the first time. I think he was super, super, super patient developing the sections. Um, I love that. I talk about it a lot. He really was patient when he was going to introduce stuff, and it really built. So I was totally engaged. I'm going to talk about what Mishka talked about in the end. I think it's a solid song, well played and produced. The guy can sing, and the hook is memorable. So again, top marks for sexual variation, but maybe too many sections. I thought I would never say that, but maybe some sharp edits. The breakdown, I mean, really, let's talk about it. It was fun to listen to. I liked it, but I might just cut it completely and go right to that chorus at the end. You come out of that bridge, you go to the chorus and end it. It could have been fantastic. So my takeaway is this: well-produced track with a memorable artist voice, interesting song and production. I think I would like this more on the second or third spin. I think that's the quality of the song, and for that, I'm going to give it a 7.5.
7.5 it is. Margaret.
All right. This reminds me of Fun. You guys familiar with that band? He's got the same voice as that guy. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, I love the voice. I love the what Clint said, this talking speak. The first pre-chorus was kind of boring to me. It was like a letdown. The second time it came around, and he did something to it. It made it a lot more exciting. I love a good stalker song, by the way. So,
That's what I was gonna say too.
a good stalker song. And I love that. Definitely, the song is 3 minutes and it's almost 4 minutes. You just can't. You got to cut some of this out, dude. I mean, it's a great song. I love it. The lyrics are great. I'm not criticizing I'm not picking the lyrics apart. I love them. Very well written. But cut out that breakdown. You don't need the breakdown. Really get it closer to 3 minutes, and it's going to be a lot more impactful. And yeah, that's what I have to say. Love it though. Give it a
Margaret, go ahead. What's your mark?
I'm going to give this a 7.5.
7.5. I'm going to ask you a question. Do you think that could we put the lyric sheet up there?
Yeah.
Do you think the pre-chorus is actually a B-verse, and the thing he calls chorus is really a pre-chorus? And the thing that says your mind is the actual chorus?
I really feel like he could get rid of the pre-chorus and use the second pre-chorus as like a bridge.
Second question. The verse is very long, right? And he does the same, he basically holds the same chord for the whole thing, and he does a nice little piece at the end of that first sentence, does it again, does it 4 times. You think he maybe could have done it 2 times and then get us quicker to what he calls the pre-chorus?
Yep, definitely. I've done this with songs where you just, go back in, just cut bits out, clean it up, and just put in the good parts. Put in the best part, like where it says your mind. You could do it twice, and where he goes up on the last line. I like that. So you could do that. Or 3 times, but
because that transition from what he calls the verse to pre-chorus is actually sweet. You're waiting for it; it doesn't happen, and he delays it, and you might turn off before you even get to that sweet spot. So I hope you're listening, Andrew, and picking up some of this stuff.
Yeah, it's a really good song, though.
Yeah, good song.
Like it.
Mishka, what do you say?
I thought I didn't already say anything about this.
Yeah.
No, you didn't say anything about it.
Khalid.
Started with. Actually, sorry, Khalid. Sorry. Sorry. You already gave it a mark.
We all look alike, man. We all look alike. No.
Twilight Zone.
Yeah. Hey, when's the last time we had a great stalker song? What can I say? This sucker was right in here. I mean, I gotta give it up. In fact, to me, it's like this is one of those kind of things where I think you need to go over the top and dig in and more.
Right.
This is evil. This is dark. Put some stuff in there,
Yeah.
and and then once you finish it, send it to Jordan Peele or something like for Get Out Part 2 or something like that. This is a great, you know.
Yeah. You could even use it in a
Yeah, just go
murder
for it.
show, like Dexter or something. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this will get placed right away. It's so, I love it. I love everything about what it was going to and what it was intending on doing. Some of the parts, some of the things that you guys said, though, I think what you hit on, Ray, was an excellent point that I kind of was thinking it as he was doing it, but then when you said it, I was like, oh yeah, you probably can, you know, take those little sections that they started bringing in there and moved it around, or it could have been represented in a different way. But I like what is there. You know, I like to hear a little more evil and give me a little, you know, that type of thing. Anyway, I'll give him a 7.
7. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you've already
7.5. Let me up that up.
You're gonna up that 7.5.
I like that it's different. Yeah.
7.5. And there's no question. I can't critique the choice of the name of the song. It's obviously called Your Mind.
Yeah.
I think you said it like 38 times in the song. So
I don't care what
way to
you
go.
think.
Way to go. We got Getziel Patino, and his song is called Hold It Down. Here we go.
Baby, hold it down through the ups and the downs. Say you down and ride, be my Bonnie and Clyde. I've been Dr. Jekyll trying to hide Mr. Hyde. Tell me that it's worth going all out. Putting my pride to the side. I won't choose sides, won't slip away like sand with the time. So if I do stay, be the reason I smile for the while. Baby, hold it down through the ups and the downs. Say you down and ride, be my Bonnie and Clyde. I've been Dr. Jekyll trying to hide Mr. Hyde. Tell me that it's worth going all out. Putting my pride to the side. I won't choose sides, won't slip away like sand with the time. So if I do stay, be the reason I smile for the while. Going in circles, the seasons come back. Got lessons and blessings, but who's keeping tabs? Learn to relax when and how to react. In case of the worst, I know that too shall pass. Fighter and a lover, but I can't say I trust ya. Stand in the rain and still keeping composure. Dedicated, motivated, keeping devotion. A man with a plan and I keep it in motion. The depth of my vision is deep like the ocean. Can you keep up? Can you keep up? Is you a keeper? Can you kick it with the homies like FIFA? For better or worse, but we equal. I know that we two different people, refusing to look at my rear view. So, baby, hold it down through the ups and the downs. Say you down and ride, be my Bonnie and Clyde. I've been Dr. Jekyll trying to hide Mr. Hyde. Tell me that it's worth going all out. Putting my pride to the side. I won't choose sides, won't slip away like sand with the time. So if I do stay, be the reason I smile for the while. Baby, hold it down through the ups and the downs. Say you down and ride, be my Bonnie and Clyde. I've been Dr. Jekyll trying to hide Mr. Hyde. Tell me that it's worth going all out. Putting my pride to the side. I won't choose sides, won't slip away like sand with the time. So if I do stay, be the reason I smile for the while. Be the reason I smile now. If you hear my name, just hold it down. I'm not the same, can't come around. Baby, I don't got no time to explain. Riding around, passing memory lane. With a mug on my face, I can't seem to erase. I just stay at my pace, hope that you do the same. Cause time keeps moving and I cannot delay. While I'm away, hold it down, down, down. Ride till the wheels fall off from a distance, I'm gon' be around. If our paths cross, then be the reason I smile for the while. Cause 1 minute is good and then all hell is going down. So, baby, hold it down through the ups and the downs. Say you down and ride, be my Bonnie and Clyde. I've been Dr. Jekyll trying to hide Mr. Hyde. Tell me that it's worth going all out. Putting my pride to the side. I won't choose sides, won't slip away like sand with the time. So if I do stay, Be the reason I smile for the while.
All right. We're gonna start with you, Clint. It's Yao
Intro was
Patina.
vibey. Yeah, intro was vibey and got to the vocals quick. I might call this wrong, but I think this guy's a really talented vocalist. I really love this tone, and I think there's just some. I hear him in 4 years, and he's killer, right? So right now I can just hear it. He's got something. Sometimes I can't put a finger on why, but I just think he's a good vocal talent. I could be calling that wrong, but that's what my gut said. Again, we get this harmonic progression repeated without contrast. I always struggle with this. I do, because you have to be so really perfect and making it interesting to keep that going. So there was a little bit of me struggling to stay inside the whole song. The variation of the production is not deep enough. If it repeats 3 times, you've missed it. You've got to change things up. Even if it's the same rhythm and it's the same part, and it's a clav or it's a hi-hat, you got to switch it up, man. If you just keep repeating it and putting it on loop for the whole song, people this gets behind people's ears and they feel it. And again, you need to be careful repeating, right? The best part for me was the top line vocal and his overall vibe. This one really makes me say edit, and work on the variation and structure of the tiny details. So my key takeaway is solid intro, solid beat, a strong vocal vibe. Nothing upset me. I enjoyed the ride, but maybe not twice. 7.5.
7.5 it is. Margaret.
Okay, that picture, I'm looking at the picture of the guy and I'm like, oh, hi. Right next to that. I like that picture. It's cool. But anyway, see? I mean, okay, so I love his vocals. I love it. He's the kind of person I would love to use in the studio. The song was it was cool. I like the lyrics. I like the vibe. I know there's a lot of songs out there right now that are kind of monotone like this. I mean, I just listened to one Travis Scott song and it was just like, okay, it's all the same. I mean, it had a little bit of space in it though. This one, I don't know. There's got to be a way to put some variation in this and not make it so it was monotonous to me, but I still really, this guy is cool. So I like him. So this is hard because I love him, but the song needs a lot of editing, I think.
Okay, but we're reviewing the song, just to be clear.
You're right. So I'm gonna give it a 7.
Okay. We can review him later. We can review him later. All right, Khalik, what do you say, sir?
Okay, yeah. Same thing. I like his the basic sound and tone of his voice and the way he was flowing and everything. So my thing is, you got to inject a little more interest in the production side. And something that popped into my mind's ear or whatever is, if he took like that basic groove we had has a lot of interesting stuff in it, but maybe take something like Cable Guy's Halftime, and then halftime that right behind the other beat so that you've got these polyrhythms that get a little darker and take it in and out at spots. It can probably give it a nice little lift. And maybe you can think about grinding some of those elements up a bit, maybe a bit crusher somewhere inside of there, because it's just all too samey as far as the background back there. I think if he injects a few elements to give it a little more push and pull and interest sonically, he might have something pretty decent, So I'll give it a 7.
Give it a 7. All right. Mishka, what do you say?
Okay. Am I the only one who thinks that hook is too long? It just felt to me the monotonous part for me was how long the hook was. I felt like the hook was just damn near double what it should be. And but I love all your pockets. I love what you're doing in like rhythm wise and vocally in the verses. But I feel like structure wise, yeah, man, you got to work on it. Like that hook needs to be reworked. But there's so many great parts in the hook that you're gonna have a tough time figuring out which lines to get rid of, because the Jekyll and Hyde line, that's great, man.
Yeah.
And you got Bonnie and Clyde too. You got Bonnie and Clyde and Jekyll and Hyde all in the same chorus.
It's really, really dope. So you're gonna have some work to do, but I really feel like that hook's too long. And some ways that a lot of us create interest in tracks that are like this is by doing drops. So everything doesn't have to be on at the same time, man.
Mm-hmm.
Drop a keyboard part. Drop a snare in spots. Like you gotta, like for all of you who don't know what a drop is, that's what a drop is. You just drop a instrument, and it might be for 2 bars, it might be for 4 bars, but you have to figure out a way to create some more interest in a beat like this, or it will feel like it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're doing cool stuff on top. So, but because of structure, I'm not going to go as high as you guys. I'm going to give it a 6, even though his picture looks like he's going to whoop my, you know what. But even though, like, I'm not giving you a 6 because I think you suck. I think you're actually dope. I just feel like this is a song. We're judging the song, and to me, the structure of the song doesn't make it possible for me to put you in 7s and 8s. I feel like your character, though, bro, like you've got something. So dig in, man. Dig in and enjoy the ride, because you're dope.
Mm-hmm. It's exactly what I can't say it better than anybody else here. You got enough there, Gazelle, to really put together a next song for our next segment. So let's go to our next song. It is Castella. Name is Kathy Thompson, and this is her first entry into our song competition. The song is called "So Glad I Met You."
To me, you turned and looked at me. You noticed me, you smiled at me. Wow. Ooh, hey. So glad I met you. So glad, baby. I want you next to me. So glad you get me. So glad, yeah. I know you understand the crazy quirks of me. I'm crazy. I wanna hold your hand. So glad I met you. So glad I met you. So glad, yeah. I know I talk too much, but I just can't shut up. You bring me so much joy, boy. I'm so glad I met you. You bring out the best in me. You make me feel so free to be me. Don't ever go away, boy. I just want you to stay. So glad I met you. Oh, yeah. I want you next to me. So glad you get me. I'm glad, baby. I know you understand the crazy quirks of me. Yeah, yeah. I wanna hold your hand. So glad I met you. I'm glad, so glad I met you. Ooh, glad I met you. I'm so glad. I want you next to me. I want you so next glad to you me. Get me. Oh yeah. I know you understand the crazy quirks of me. I'm crazy, baby. Won't you be my man? So glad I met you. So glad, so glad I met you. You know I got to have you next to me. You got me seeing things I never thought I could be. I'm gonna shout it from the highest peak that I'm free and I'm me, 'cause you're next to me. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow. She could sing for Incognito, that band out of England. We're going to start with you, Margaret.
Okay.
What did you think?
All right. For some reason, I'm playing it on my other computer at the same time, so sorry. Okay. I mean, she's talking about herself a lot in here. You know, like, I would, this is hard for me because, I mean, the sound was good. It was cool. I like the music. Um, it's just basically like she says you a lot. Like, you looked at me, you noticed me. I can't believe you even talked to me. I mean, can we kind of think of something a little bit more creative there? Like, can we try to get it so that people feel drawn into it? Because it's kind of like she's just talking about herself, and then she talks about how he makes her feel, but she doesn't say anything good about him really. Like, I mean, you bring me so much joy. How does he do that? You know, you bring out the best in me. These are just statements that don't have emotion behind them. And I would like to see, like, I like it when people use words like blue suede shoes. You have a visual in your head because it's color and it's, you know, you see it and you remember it. And this song, I mean, there's nothing to remember about the song except for her voice and, you know.
And the music.
Yeah, the music's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
music's good. But I mean, it's like background music. It's not anything. I feel like rework the lyrics, or next time you write a song, you know, go look at a hit song in this genre, and ghostwrite to it. Like, look at those lyrics and try to think about how did they build this so that someone really gets drawn into it. You know.
What did you think of the first line? I can't believe you even talked to me. What does that say about the person saying it?
That they're really insecure and they don't like themselves.
And do you
You
think a
know?
lot of people want to sing that?
No.
That's a very good question, Costello, for you to ponder as an opening line. You know, that first line is so important. If you guys want to chime in on that first line, anybody else want
And
to?
it came in, and I
comment?
didn't. And the other thing I want to say besides that is the intro was not necessary, really. All those, it was too long, too many oohs and ahs. But go on about the first line. I'm sorry.
I'm just going to throw that out there to the whole panel.
Mhm.
Anybody else want to say something about that?
Yeah. You hit the nail on the head. I thought that too in the first line. I was like, huh? Okay. Well, to me, it's like the whole premise is I'm glad I met you. So in some kind of way, I guess this person made him better. You're talking about the person that you met gets your quirkiness. You know, when you first met him or whatever the scenario was, you were talking too much, you were going all that. So paint more of the picture of what that scenario is and how this person made you better. You know, I want to see the scenario. You know, we can all get with you. You get around somebody and you get a little nervous, so you might over talk and you might act a little funny, but there's that one person that kind of gets you. So develop the story behind what that is,
Right.
so that we have somewhere to go, you know. And I can't believe that you talked to me and everything as a very opening thing. That can come later on, but set it up front.
Right.
Of
That's like a second verse.
Yeah, exactly. You know.
Anyway,
Second verse.
back to Margaret. Margaret, you haven't given it a score yet, so let me go back to my job.
Okay. I mean, production-wise, I liked it. I liked her voice, but I'm gonna give the song a 5.
5, okay. All right, Khalik, what do you say? Continue on, sir.
Well, adding on to what I was just saying, I'd give it a 6.5 because I just think it needs developing. The vocals, she's got great potential there, but there's no storyline or song there to keep people in there. The production wasn't bad, but it's kind of ordinary and pedestrian. So the story is what's going to have to hold people there. You know, the musicianship in the production was good, so I could tell it was top-notch people and all that. But is, you know, you got to do something to stand out from that crowd. It sounds more like a demo being built up, you know. So revisit it and just revisit it some more. Plus, also, there was some times like that intro we talk about it, ad nauseum. The intro is way too long, unnecessary, and you threw the kitchen sink in at the beginning with a bunch of different little vocal things and all that. Just too much too soon. So 6.5.
Okay. Mishka, what do you say?
Um, so number one, the first line, I'm not offended by it. I kind of feel like she's showing a certain vulnerability that that maybe some of us wouldn't show in a song, and I feel like she's just letting it out there. But I feel like with this song, I think you've created so many vocal melodies that are all very hooky parts. Like all of them, even down to the last section of the song. Want you next to me. Even that whole thing. All of those parts are really great over this track. I just feel like on this one, and like I'm surprised Margaret didn't say this, because to me, this hit me in the way that it never hits me. I'm not a person who doesn't want to hear the same word over and over and over again. It doesn't matter to me. But when I heard "me" so many times in that first verse, it bugged me. It hit me in the wrong way, and I feel like you probably just need to dig in just a little harder on the lyrics, because your melodies, if you sang something else over all of these melodies, it's a really good song, and the
Yeah,
music is great.
right.
So I kind of feel like this. I'm not gonna grade you as hard as I'm gonna grade you like a 6.5. But I'm telling you, really, if you just really dig in a little bit and make, you know, it's cool to show you're vulnerable, but really just tell a bigger story. Do you know what I mean? Really
Like,
tell a
why are
story
you vulnerable?
that we can get in, so that we can kind of know why it is that you think you're surprised he talked to you. Do you know what I mean? Like get into some of that maybe.
Okay.
So
Clint.
I think we need some metaphors.
Mm.
It's like, I mean, if you write poetry, which is what I do, is that if you say "I" all the time, you got to express the feeling with other things, and that's what we're talking about here. So the narrative of the song. I'm not a real lyric person, but I'm really like Margaret's here, because she's really kind of keying on some of the things that are really important that I think make the song work better when the lyrics are when the narrative is a better story, because we're always telling stories. So like I thought, I love this vibe, and man, what a voice! Ah, God. I mean, really, I know there's a lot of great singers out there, but that when you have that God-given quality of voice, I thought the production was solid. I thought the mix was good. Some of the synth parts could have come down a bit. I think leaving space for that voice, and like I think she could sing the full hook. And I thought the hook was memorable. Maybe the lyrics aren't the right thing, but I remembered the hook. And so when you write a song, it's got to have a hook, and God, could she sing it? I think it's an okay song with a wonderful vocal performance. But man, I'll tell you one thing: I'd pay to see her sing live. There's no two ways about it. If I was 20 feet away and watching her on stage sing this song, I wouldn't care what the lyrics were. She could have said "blah blah 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 blah." Wouldn't have mattered. Anyways, my key takeaway: pro-produced R&B vibe with a very very strong vocal performance, with a song that I enjoyed, but I might just not remember. And I think everybody mentioned why that would be the case. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I don't know. I seldom disagree with you guys, but I gotta say this. I love this song. I thought the music and the way it was put together. There's a lot of sophisticated chords in here, and the way it's structured. I think it was fantastic. I just don't like the story that they're. I think it's the title is a little bland. So glad I met you. You could have done so many different things with the words. So you could go ahead and just redo the whole song, or give somebody to write a whole other story on it. Definitely could sing. Fantastic vocals. Very naturally flowing out of Castella. Great job. Great job.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move on to Aaron. George, he's another debutante. Welcome, Aaron. Hopefully you can knock it out of the park with your song, Worth It.
Look, I I know you're tired of her, man. I'll show you that you're worth it. You know that you're so perfect. That's why your ex keeps lurking. Cause all he cares about is money. He don't care about what he's done. When he tells you that you're perfect, girl, you know he's not the one. And you know you don't deserve it. You still fuck with him for fun. I could tell that you've been hurting, so I had to tell you something. Fuck your ex, he's a waste man. He don't even know his place yet. Hope you tell him to his face, baby. I know you do better. You ain't gon' do better. You been holding the truth, tell him. You ain't how you moving. The shit is confusing. He's picking and choosing. That's why he gon' lose, yeah. That's why he gon' lose, yeah. To a nigga like me, shorty understand you the sugar honey icy. Fuck all of them names, I just wanna make you wifey. You can take my name, better yet, out of hyphy. Tell me how you been feeling. I know you need some healing. Our love ain't got no ceiling. I just missed a Henny with the OJ. Think about you daily, don't you know, baby? That show, right show. I got you hitting them high notes. Fucking you good that you might. Oh, be slowly, wind up your body, you know me. Baby girl, I'm not like your ex. I would never leave you in a text. Give you good vibes, good sex. I will not leave you to stress. Cause I know you're tired of her. I show you that you're worth it. You know that you're so perfect. That's why your ex keeps lurking.
Very good. All right, we're gonna start with you, Khalik. What do you say? Worth it?
I like it. That's what I think. It's worth it. I like it. He's got a thing in his voice, and then the minimalist production, but there was some interesting sounds going on back there. So if this was mastered, some of all that stuff would really have some good impact for me. It's catchy, and I'd have to go back and study the lyrics, but I heard a few lines and catchphrases that came out. I was like, oh, okay, I like
Yeah.
that. It's kind of clever. So I liked it a lot. I'll give it an 8.
8. All right, Mishka, what do you say?
I liked it. I'm not gonna say I loved it, and I'll tell you what. For me, I kind of felt like I know it's the thing to start a hook on the first time you do it as an octave under what you do it at the end, but the energy on it just was so low to me, and it kind of felt like I think it takes like about 14 seconds to get into the song in the first place, but because you start so low, you kind of put me to sleep by the time I get to the verse. And the crazy thing is, if you had just jumped straight in from, one of those other verses, you would have had me, because I just felt like the energy was so good once you actually got into your groove rapping. So to me, I kind of feel like you might want to think about taking the last hook. Were you singing in the last hook? Range wise. Now, here's the thing. Your last hook melodically isn't doing the same thing that your first hook is doing. I like the melody of the first hook better. I just want to hear it an octave up. That's me. And I'd like you to start on a verse with movement, like where I'm one of the rap verses instead of one of the lower singing rap, because the energy just felt like I was really, it would just put me to sleep. So to me, I want you to just think about restructuring this record, because I feel like if you do that, you're gonna have everybody in that first verse. And to me, you didn't have me. Like music, if we go for musically and all that, it's a good record, but I don't think because of the structure of it, I don't feel like it's something I'm going to give. I'm gonna give you a 6 today because I feel like if you structured it a little better, you'd be sitting in a different place in my book.
Okay. All right, Clint, what do you say?
Yeah. I thought the intro was good, so I'm always going to talk about intros. First one, super solid groove and the vibe, so he really set the stage. I think that what I always look for this development of detail, and there was a slow introduction, not a blah, everything was. They saved this in the production, but I agree with Mishka that from a structure standpoint, some sharp edits, please, because it was like, oh man, almost. Okay, listen, I know auto-tune's a thing, but I got hammered in this one. It's everywhere. I think it's used many times when it maybe shouldn't be. This guy can sing. This guy's got a great voice. I almost wish he would not use it. That's just my thing. I thought, to me, he's got such a pure voice with so much potential that I think he's strong enough not to have the auto-tune. I think he might just step it apart. It might just make me old. But that's just my thing. It's okay. It's well produced and arranged. And I really wanted to keep listening, which is what you want. So I always hear that when I listen to it. It's like, I want to keep listening. And I did. So there's a lot of potential. Key takeaway, well produced, well arranged, super solid performance. I had zero complaints except maybe the auto-tune thing, but that's my thing. I think this is radio worthy, which is why I gave it a 7.5. It would be really radio worthy with some edits, but that's why I gave it 7.5.
Okay. Margaret, what do you say?
Okay. I'm confused by the song because there's too many different parts and there isn't like a real logical structure, like what Mishka said, like the one verse was low and chorus. I would like to see the choruses be the same. God, there's some gold lines in here. Like, I love this one. I just mixed the Henny with the OJ. Think about you daily, don't you know, babe? That one, if you could open with that line and just go bam right into it, it just grabs you, It's just such a great line. There's so many good lines in here. I love the artist. I mean, really. I'm just don't know what to say. I mean, there's really not a lot I can pick apart, except for I would love to just go in and structure this so that it made more sense. And it's hard for the human mind to keep up with something that moves around and changes but doesn't have a structure. Like, you're drawn back to the sameness, and that's what choruses are all about, and hooks. And so there's like too many things going on. Like, this could almost be 2 songs. So I'm going to give him a 7.
7. Would you say lyrical candy everywhere?
Yeah, it's yes. You could do
it's like
2
a tree
songs
full of
this.
it. It's like, wait a minute, I don't know where to stop.
I know. I mean, how'd you get this, dude?
It
Like,
was
what are you
full.
doing to get these ideas?
And the rhyming was natural, wasn't it, Margaret?
Yep.
Yeah.
It was great.
It's really good, really conversational. You did a good job. Really good job on this.
Very, very good.
One last,
That's how we talk.
Sure.
Let me say one last thing. This is for you, Aaron. I am not. I'm not against autotune on this type of record because of what it is. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're doing a Drake kind of vibe. I know you need that autotune. So, but here's the thing: if in spots in those verses, when it first started, I just assumed that you hadn't set your key right because it was warbling in a way that's not what we're used to. And after a while of listening, I actually realized, no, he set the right key. You're just not singing the right note. So what you're going to have to do is when you hear that auto-tune really stretch and really pull you, just redo that take because you're singing the wrong note. So just really hone in on what you can make better in what you did this time, because you did some really great things. But bro, if you just kind of zone in a little bit, you got something. Okay.
Minor tweaks.
All right.
Good.
For sure.
We're gonna throw out our second question for you guys who want to win this Sonable plugins. Here's a question for you, and I can't make it any easier. Who is tonight's sponsor? Who is tonight's sponsor? What is the name? I don't know how many times we've said it, okay? Maybe not as much as you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, you're mine, but we've said it a lot. All right. So we've got Don Coyne, he's back with another song. Don is almost on every show. Welcome, Don. Hopefully, you got a good one tonight. The song is called "The Warmth of Your Love" at Christmas time. It's like 180 days to Christmas.
Winter winds may blow and blow, whistling through the whirling snow. Let old Mother Nature play her game today from clouded skies above. As long as I have the warmth of your love. This Christmas brought us sleet and ice, but we've got our paradise hidden in our hideaway. This holiday, that's all I'm thinking of. As long as I have the warmth of your love. Stockings are hung carefree, presents surround the tree, so pretty there, but can't compare to the gift of you with me. I hope the skies will never clear, so that I can keep you here. Everything's a pretty sight when painted white by snowflakes from above. As long as I have the warmth of your love. Come here to me. This is how we should be. Just cuddled close, as warm as toast, in perfect harmony. We must have been on Santa's list. He couldn't grant a greater wish. It's like we've been sent a sign at Christmas time, a present from above. As long as I have the warmth of your love, the warmth of your love.
Very well done. All right, Mishka, we're going to start with you. What did you say?
I mean, I don't think he's put a record up that I thought was a bad song, and especially it's like on just a song structure wise, man. He's good. I feel like on this song, there are a couple lyric things that I would probably work on that just seem a little, I don't know, like you just kind of cheated and gave up and just threw in a rhyme. Other than that, all the elements are really, really great. I feel like the girl singing's dope, um, and his production's great. I would say really take a little more time on the lyrics because this one feels like it. This one feels like you just kind of put in some stuff that just didn't really need to be there. I would say for this one, I'm going to give it a 6.5.
6.5. Clint, what do you say?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's pretty piano intro. It's nice and short. I love it when space is left for the top line, and it was a very pretty voice. So the pretty voice never got drowned out by anything. It really was the focus, which is key. I enjoyed the Christmas theme. It's a real feel good song. I think the vocal and the lyric is pretty good. Really, I kept coming back to it and I go, oh, I can sing that, right? It's a Christmas show tune almost. So listen, the production was solid for me as well. The attention, and really some attention to some of the small details and sectional variation kept me listening. So my key takeaway was very pretty, good feeling Christmas song that is well produced with a very pretty and in the pocket vocal performance. No complaints. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. Margaret.
Okay, so with a Christmas song, you're up against like White Christmas, I mean, it's so hard. Christmas songs are ridiculously hard. I think he did a pretty good job here of capturing something kind of cool. I feel like the tempo was a little slow and it was kind of plodding. I didn't like the vibrato in the girl's voice. She did way too much of it. Way too much. I mean, get Mariah Carey to sing it. But that's all. No. And I love, get Mariah. I mean, it's a solid Christmas song. I would like to see it more up tempo. I didn't love the organ in the background or the synth or whatever that was. That felt really dated to me. I would like to hear some different production on it. And what I did love is I loved this one. I guess it was a bridgie or B part or whatever, where it said stockings are hung carefree, presents around the tree. So pretty there, but can't compare to the gift of you with me. I mean, that's nice, That's a nice sentiment. Yeah. And the song is a happy song, but it kind of felt sad a little in the production. So I don't know. I feel like a little more up tempo. Maybe add a couple jingle bells or something Christmassy in there. Sparkles, Sparkle.
That's a great idea.
Some sparkles.
Sparkle. You're really channeling Mariah Carey tonight, man.
That's good.
I feel like it's good though. I mean, yeah. So I'm gonna, I'll give him a 7.
Give him 7. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Khalik, what say you, my friend?
Yeah, I mean, Don is always solid. So he just comes in. He's kind of like a sonic blankie. It's just going to, with the warm, happy, feel-good stuff. I don't feel like it was anything that was super amazing, that was different. Because like you said, if you're up against White Christmas and all these other things like that, you got a big, a big hill to climb. But it was solid and makes you feel good. I'm ready to start wrapping some presents right now, in fact. So it's all good. I'll give it a 7.
7. All right.
Send me a present.
Yeah.
my only thing,
presents for everybody. Yeah.
I would agree with Margaret. It was slow. I think, Don, you could have sped up a little bit, man. You got a sequencer there. It can go faster. All right, and we're down to our last song of the night. Far From Average, and I guess this would be a good point to do the last riddle before we get to the judges' depiction of this song.
2 songs. I don't know why you're saying 1. There's 1.
2 or 1? I think maybe I'm wrong. Okay, I did mix you guys up. Okay, it might be 2 more left. Anyway, go to the Sonable website and find a product that says Forget presets, find your sound. So you got to figure out which product this is, right? And that's probably the product you're going to win. Its slogan is forget presets, find your sound. All right, so here we go with Goodbye from Far From Average, Neek. I think it's Neek. Here it is.
I started performing on stages, Now there's nothing I'd rather be doing. I saw triple threes when I made this, So I'm on the right path, so let's do it. I'm trying to get big, have rap influence. Put my name on the map through the music. AMO, NYB, back to exclusive. Ain't no comparing the massive to it. Even though I feel like a massive tool, you know we don't cap in the music. This is my passion, I prove it. Y'all better start checking the stats, how I'm moving. My goals don't get any, no winning and losing. I'ma stack it up, add it up, flip it, I'm moving. I'm weighing the mountains away from the fool. I wanna get rich, every day I'll be cool. Gotta get on my shit, ain't no waiting for movement. I like to be alone quite oftenly. Ain't worried about hoes, cause they on for me. Spot hoes in the street, so I guess I walk. I might jump in if the right hoes calling me. Fuck that, gotta get this shit all of me. My made up shit ain't no stolen me. She know I'm the shit, why she stalking me. I'm with you out, please not talk to me. My mama's who blown on detached, but forever attached to the rise. They saying, oh, this nigga died. So bro, no moving in past, cause we soon get little for ride. Fucking that bitch from the back, and you know that I'm pulling the trash. Then I get the ripping these tries, running this shit up for fly. Playing more on the map. I got my brothers, no need for new dash, that's fast. We gon' be swerving them skies. To my regular niggas, no cap. My find out the sound of the strap. Rollin' shooter straight up out the pack. I'm hot, but I know it won't last, no. Cause I'm smoking too much every day. Try to stack it up, get out the way. Gon' be driven, pull up in the rave. Your bitch wanna sell me in space. Ain't saving these hoes in no cake. But I see a little bitch, she get slayed. I'm going out, get out the way. Please don't be late when I drop. I swear I'ma get to the top. Bitch, ain't no telling me stop. Tell her goodbye from now. Cause I know I'ma make this shit high. Tell her goodbye from now. So my pockets be filled up with knots. And they won't start to keep going forever. I won't start to keep flowing forever. This bitch like a dick and she blowing forever. Kick out and just told her do better. For all I was born in the coldest of weather. Probably why my heart cold as December. Just wait till the tip, I'ma show you better. It's not close on a whole nother level. I done put my foot down, rode the pedal. Everything going good right on schedule. I swear that shit was good for my mental. Can't wait till I worry my dental. It's gonna be a movie, I tell you. A whole lot of groupies, I tell you. It's gonna be a movie, I tell you. A whole lot of groupies, I tell you.
All right, Clint. What say you, my friend?
I just like this track. I don't know. I like this. I mean, again, intro is pretty cool. I love this guy's vocal sound. I also think his feel's great. I think he's got real, and I think he's young, and I think that this is the tip of the iceberg. So something really, again, this was, I talked about this before with this, in this batch of songs, we had a lot of these really super talented, like raw, young vocalists that kind of got me, and it's like, wow, man, that like, because it's, wow, this one was another one. I think the production was solid. I think a little bit of edit with the variation, that stuff, you know, there's some repetitive stuff. That's just stuff I hear all the time. I can think in my notes says, yeah, man, I'm a fan of the vocalist. The song was really short. Too short? I don't know. I think I liked it. So I'm a little bit mystified by this because I just kept listening and the lyrics were coming super fast and there was a lot of depth in there. So my takeaway was the good vibe, super strong vocal, well performed and well produced in a compact track that I might have wanted more. So I'm a little bit like, and I come back to the quality of the talent, of the potential of this artist, and I give him a 7.5.
7.5 it is. Margaret, what do you say?
I love this guy. I love the tone of his voice. I mean, do you guys know how hard it is to rap that fast and remember? I can't even read that fast, you know, like that is, geez.
Yeah.
But he needs a hook in there, man. I mean, put a hook in. Like, if you want to make it more commercial. I mean, the guy is so cool. I would love to see him live. I'd love to see, I like the story. I like the lyrics. I would like to hear more of a hook. I'd like to hear more contrast because it was very monotonous. Mm-hmm. But I love him. Good job. Just keep going. Maybe try to work with a producer that will help you get, you know, add a hook in there, you know, do some drops or something, you know, do some, maybe even like a chorus or something. I don't know if he can sing, but something like I don't know. There are so many hooky parts. I would like to maybe shorten down some of the lengthy parts and add drops and hooky parts into it. Just, I mean, he's got something here. He's really, really good. I really, really like the guy. So, but
Okay.
work on it. I'm gonna give him a 7.
7. All right. Kalik.
Yes, 7.5 because I think there's a lot of potential here. I have to go over the lyrics again. He was going so good, but his flow was very natural, and there was some great lines that just popped out and everything. Like, wait, what did we just say? So I have to go back because it went so fast. So maybe some strategic pauses within everything to let some of that stuff marinate on you for a minute, you know, because he really there's something there, and the music. I don't mind that it's kind of, it is what it is. So it's kind of sparse in there, but I think within his vocal, if he does some strategic pauses, or like you said, find some kind of hooky thing about something maybe that he just said, where it can get a chance to sink in, it won't feel as plodding or something. I really think there's something there within this. I like it. I'll say 7.5.
Kalik, what do you think of the name of the song, Goodbye? You think that's the right name for it?
I don't get it because, like I said, I heard a lot of little things that popped out to me, and then they were gone so quick. So I don't know if it's appropriate for it or not. It didn't. Now that you bring me back to that, that's not what I was left with. You know.
What about you, Margaret? Margaret, what did you think? You think that was the perfect name for the song?
No. I mean, I guess he's saying goodbye to his past, but it's more like a hopeful song. Like, hey, I mean, I like that last line. A whole lot of groupies. I tell you, I like that. But I mean, that couldn't be the title. But, yeah. I mean, I just feel like it doesn't really tell you what the song's about. Okay. I like the title to tell you what the song's about, so that you want to listen to it.
All right,
and you remember it by the title.
Exactly. Like, you're mine.
Yeah.
HK, you're muted.
I said it's funny that Margaret said what she said, because the first notes I made when I heard this whole song to the end was the song, the hook. He has no hook. So as far as I'm concerned, it's one long freestyle, but it's an amazing freestyle. Okay. Yeah. So I'm going to tell you though, for me, just having cut these kind of records a lot, if you were in my studio, I would have told you, there's a section where you're talking about stalking me, talk to me. One of those in there sounds like a direct punch. And if you're gonna rap this fast, try and make it so it doesn't sound like there's a punch, so that people don't know that you didn't actually do that whole line and punched in. Like, we know it's fast, so you're gonna have to punch at some point. Nobody can breathe that much. So just make it so it feels more seamless. But to me, when I first heard the song, top to bottom, at the end of the record, when I heard it's gonna be a movie, I tell you, whole lot of groupies, I tell you, that's the hook, buddy. Put that joint in there, repeat that a couple of times in the hook. You know, it's gonna be a movie, I tell you. A lot of groupies, I tell you. A whole lot, you know, like, really, that's your hook, brother. Like, go ahead, make it a hit. Put a hook in there, because you have a hook, it just feels just like one long, never-ending song. But to me, you can still win these days with that. But to me, you got a hook, you're in a whole different space. Okay, so work on that. Work on that for me. I'm gonna give you a 7. But really, if you had structured this right, you've been the top. Yeah, because you're really good.
Yeah. I really like this. I don't know why. I really liked it. It's not the best song we heard tonight, but I liked the way when it was playing. I really enjoyed it. So you're on the right path. Far from average, neat. And I want to thank again our. Hold on.
Don't we have one more song? We have one more song, don't we?
I don't have another song.
Yeah, it was Zip It Walshley featuring Ron Exotic, a song called The Holy Ghost.
I don't have that on the list. I don't have that on the list.
It looking good. That's
So maybe we're kicking
Yeah.
that to the next. Maybe that kicking that to the next month. So, but that's all. These are all the slides we have. So,
bummer. The best
first of
one
all,
almost.
well, Clint, no, not a bummer. We'll address it. This is not the last broadcast. So first of all, I want to thank
Yours one.
I want to I want to thank Sonable for stepping up and throwing in some software here for people who are watching tonight. I want to thank all the people that have submitted their songs. A lot of you from a lot of your students from the SAE Institute, and we really appreciate the talent that you're putting on display and putting yourself out here like this. I think it's a good exercise for you. I think it's good to get critiques. Everybody here means well, you know, and you can learn from it. The whole point is to learn from it, become a better songwriter. All right, you learn by listening to critiques of other music, and of course, more importantly, your own. I want to welcome back Margaret, although this is her first episode. It feels like she's coming back. I also want to say especially welcome the new attention to lyrics. To lyrics.
Yeah.
We haven't really been focused on lyrics much, but you know, a song is lyrics, melody, and chords, right? So that's a big, very important element. So thank you, Margaret, for infusing that segment in here. Clint, you got to say something.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this was a really good. I mean, songwriting is really hard, but I was just blown away by the quality of the singing almost throughout these songs. It was like, this is kind of freaked me out. Some of these kids that were the way they rapped and the tonal quality of some of the singers.
Yeah.
I mean, that was by far light years beyond the songs they wrote. I just have to call out, man. I heard some really potential heavy talent get brought into a very compressed amount of songs. I just have to call it out.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is getting hard too. It's getting hard the more we do this. You know, the quality is lifting up and it's getting hard.
But we do have a winner. And the winner is Ian Elkerton. Ian, you smoked everybody. I mean, look at that. There's not even anybody close to you. I mean, we can't even give out a second prize here tonight because you just finished. There was nobody in the frame. It was like, wait a minute. Were you the only one running? The rest of you, you guys, you know, you could learn a lot from Ian's song. I think Ian's song, the critiques were fast because there's really not much, not much to critique. Well structured, well played. The music was well played. It's nice to have great musicianship on display. The lyrics, that first line of chorus, second line of chorus. My only question to you, my friend, someday you got to explain to me, did you get the girl or not?
Yeah.
Is her name Winter? Is her name Winter? I can't know. Is it Winter?
We can't figure this one out, man. This is hard. So congratulations to you, Ian. Somebody from IMSTA will contact you and give you a nice fat prize. Any other comment from our team before we say sayonara tonight?
I just want to say shout out to Sonable. Y'all saved me a few times.
I would like to say one last thing to the woman who wrote this So Glad record, because I really think vocally she's just amazing, man. Like she really can sing, and I kind of feel like, to me, please don't go ahead and rewrite your whole hook. Keep the hook, but go in on the verses a little bit. But please, like really, you're really doing great stuff. Like, you sound great. Okay.
Well, I love the song. It's a fantastic song. I had to break with a lot of guys on the panel. It was well played. The music was sophisticated. She sounds like Incognito, which is one of the bands I really like. She can sing. She had chops. She could sing in the church. She could sing live. I mean, I can't say enough about it. She's from Los Angeles. She's from Los Angeles.
Bummer. She was Toronto. I would have gone seen her live. She's probably playing live. I'd of all the people, I would die to see her sing live.
Well, you know, everybody ends up in LA anyway. Nobody's actually from LA, right? You know that.
I am.
All right.
I was born here.
Really?
Yeah.
Where's the unicorn thing on your head?
Exactly. Got the unicorn hat.
All right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks to your panel. Thanks for all of you watching. And we'll see you guys a month from now with a brand new set of songs. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Keep digging in, y'all. Doing great.
Bye. Good job.
Bye.
Great. Catch y'all later.